Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Jagbir Singh, CTO Vodafone Idea Limited, our final speaker in the inaugural session. Jagbir is a veteran in the telecom industry with over 32 years of experience in providing technology leadership and strategic vision to all major telcos in India and globally. As a member of the core leadership team of We in India, he plays a critical role in strategic planning of the technology and network infrastructure for the company. A seasoned professional in telecom networks and technologies, he is a strategic thinker and a team builder with in-depth knowledge and experience in managing network lifecycle of planning, engineering, deployment, and operations in both B2C and B2B segments. Prior to joining We, Jagbir was working as the Group Chief Technology Information Officer at Smartfren Telecom Indonesia, responsible for network, IT digital platforms, and enterprise business. Previously, he has worked as the Group CTO at Reliance Jio, helping it launch 4G services in India. Jagbir has also been associated with Samsung and later Airtel as Group CTO for more than a decade. Over to you, Jagbir.
Hello friends, my name is Jagbir Singh and I would like to thank Voice&Data for inviting me for this virtual conference on 5G. I think I would like to share my views on the 5G, especially for the consumers, how it is relevant and what I think personally, like how we can make use of this 5G as a technology. And it's not only a technology, actually it's going to be a platform. So traditionally, we have been as operator always been used as a connectivity layer, whether we have deployed 2G, 3G, 4G or wireline connection. I think 5G is giving us opportunity to all the operators and all the ecosystem that this is going to be the platform for the digital society. And when we say the platform for digital society, actually is going to transform our day-to-day life. So many use cases will be there in the life actually, which could be delivered using 5G as a platform. And this certainly also goes along with our Prime Minister's vision of the digital society of India. So therefore, I think it is very important for us to focus on 5G and to focus on 5G as a platform rather than only focusing as a technology. So just to let you know, I think in terms of the 5G, today the total networks, I believe they are around 180 to 200 operators who are offering the 5G services, and they are covering around maybe around 500 million population, not much. But it is expected that this population of the 5G will go to 3.5 billion in next 5 years, maybe by end of 2026. So that means there's a huge growth going to happen on 5G, but at the same time, under the line, if you see that 4G will still remain for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Because if we cover only 3.5 billion by 26, that means the rest of the population is being served on 4G. Therefore, it is important for us to focus on the use cases which are actually going to be delivered using 5G as a platform, and maybe providing the basic connectivity using the 4G for some time. Now let's focus on what kind of consumption of the data happening on today 4G and going forward expected to be on 5G. So I think it has been like sort of published, and this data is, I believe, available, that globally the data usage per sub per month is around 10 GB. And for India, it is actually 14 to 15 GB. So we are the second highest in the world actually in terms of the data consumption per sub per month. And this 10 GB is expected to grow to the around 35 GB per sub per month. And for India, this could be maybe as good as 40 GB per sub per month in next 5 years. And this all is coming from where? Actually, if we see today, most of the data consumption coming from video contents, and all the video contents are actually going to be HD quality. And so that will actually drive further consumption of data. In addition to this, specific to India, other than the HD video quality, which actually consume around 70% of the overall data traffic today, I think India, we all know that we are still having the shortage or the penetration issue of the smartphones. So going forward, I think the smartphone penetration in next 4 to 5 years is expected to at least 90%. So if the smartphone goes in the rural India and goes into the suburban areas, then first thing is we are enabling all our rural population to actually take the benefit of the 5G use cases. At the same time, this is going to drive the growth of data consumption, and which is actually per sub per month, as I said, might go to 40 GB per sub per month. This will come actually from there. At the same time, I think total consumption for the India is around 10 exabytes, which might go to 40 exabytes. So I'm just telling the rough number accurately, maybe half exabyte here and there. And the another driver actually for the 5G is going to be cloud gaming. So I think cloud gaming is also, which needs the low latency, which needs the, like online sort of the gaming, and which needs very high bandwidth. These are the all features of 5G, which can be actually easily be delivered using 5G as a platform. Now coming to the actually the business case and the use cases, I think giving only the enhanced broadband experience, high speed is not enough to justify the investment for 5G. So there's another application which a fixed wireless access actually is being deployed. So out of 200 odd operators, actually, at least 70% of them have tried and deployed fixed wireless access, which could be actually deployed using the like modems, which can be installed on the wall, can be installed on the window. And actually nowadays the PCs are coming with the 5G chips, so you don't have to deploy any modem. And why this use case is getting popular, as we know that, like in most of the countries, if we leave China, Japan, Korea, etc., the fiber to home is still not fully penetrated. And especially in our countries, hardly like 2, 3, 4%. Therefore, to provide really the equivalent to fiber kind of experience at home, fixed wireless access, especially in the millimeter wave, becomes the very relevant use case for the country like India. This is very fast. This is easy to deploy. And why this is required? Because I think life has changed because of the COVID-19 pandemic in last 2 years. Everybody is working from home. And I think this culture of working from home, I'm expecting is going to continue even after COVID. So that means all of us needs the connectivity, which is broadband, really good connectivity at home. And this is the faster way to provide that connectivity. I'm not saying the fiber will not be required. Fiber and FWA can complement each other. So I think this is the another area which will may drive the use case for 5G. In addition to this, I think the other use cases which are being talked in the industry, where I'm expecting this panel will be discussing during the day, is like around the healthcare, because as we know that expert doctors are not available in the rural India. So I think that expertise can be sort of shared or can be taken to the advantage in the rural India using 5G as a platform. That means, you can have the ECG, you can have, like MRI, you can have CT scan, you can have X-ray, you can have blood reports, anything. They actually be done in the rural India, and the guidance and the prescription can be given from the big cities where the expert doctors are there. I think one of the another big use case is coming around is massive IoT, which is again the native sort of the use case, and IoT has the big future actually going forward. This could be in the sector of connected car, fleet management, could be sector of agriculture, even in health. So actually the sensors and the devices for the IoT will be like maybe 10 times of what consumers are. So this massive IoT, because you can have the low latency, you can have high bandwidth, and going forward, of course, the price for the sensors should be the right price. I think this is the another area which could be get developed and can help in actually creating the business case for the 5G. AR/VR, which is again part of the healthcare, for agriculture, for anything, actually we can do the AR/VR. So using AR/VR, we can do remote services. In fact, like for our even telecom industry or the IT industry, like if you want to do any repairing job, service repair at the site, as we are going to have more and more edge clouds in the rural areas and in the suburban areas, having more and more cache, having more technology going to the edge, I think we will need the expertise at the edge, and that can be complemented by using the 5G as a platform and using the AR/VR as an application on that platform, where somebody can guide remotely, okay, do this, do that, and even the semi-trained engineer can actually complete the job in rural territories by having the expertise coming from the headquarters. So I think these are some of the use cases which are, going to be available and need to be developed. They cannot be developed only by the telcos. The whole industry and the ecosystem have to come together as partners. So some partners will give the device, somebody will develop the application, somebody will be developing the operating system, somebody will be developing the putting the network and developing the other ecosystem related sensors, etc. So I think these are the kind of initiative which can be we can discuss in detail, and I'm hoping the panel will be discussing in the detail. And I think there will be all use cases which are very much relevant for our consumers, for the growth of the industry, for the growth of the country, and for the growth of the digital society. And one of the two more small features, actually not small but important one, which are again part of the we can say 5G, AI/ML. I think artificial intelligence is built into the 5G in the sense it easily can be deployed because the architecture is such that you can bring the AI algorithms and keep deploying on top of the platform of the 5G. You can do the network slicing, so we can offer the services, bandwidth, applications for a given customer, for a given industry, for a given segment, or for a given service. So I think the network slicing is another, the native application of the 5G, where we can do the differentiated quality of service depending on the use case, depending on the requirement. So I think these are the use cases which are today being talked in the industry globally. And everybody is actually deployed, in the smaller or bigger way. But there's a lot to be done. And still we have to do, hard work to identify really the killer applications which could actually lead and drive the 5G use case. So I'm hoping that in the afternoon or during the day, there will be more discussions around these use cases, relevance of the 5G as a platform for digital society, for our consumers in India, and for the growth of Indian economy, for the growth of digital India. With this, thank you very much. I would like to really thank Mr. Pradeep Gupta, Mr. Ibrahim Ahmed, and Voice&Data for inviting me for this great conference. Wish you all the best and wish you good conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for an insightful session. And yes, 5G will definitely be a game changer.